Gentlemen, start your engines.
Today is October 15th, 2022. On this date in 1995, a relatively unknown 19-year-old driver from California made his SuperTruck Series debut. The race at Mesa Marin Raceway in this driver's hometown of Bakersfield was the second to last stop of the inaugural Truck Series campaign. Driving a number 72 truck built out of his family's shop, Kevin Harvick started and finished 27th in the first race of his now legendary career. Everybody knows that Kevin is a champion and one of the greatest ever, but here are 5 mind-blowing facts proving how incredible the length of his career was. Number 1. If you had to take a guess at who had the longest active streak of driving at least one Cup, Xfinity, or Truck Series race in a season was, who would you guess? Unless you follow me on Twitter and know that I've been kind of tracking this cool little stat for a few years now, you probably wouldn't guess Kevin first, but it is. He has driven a race in at least one of those 3 series dating back to his debut in 1995, which is 28 straight years. If you're curious, the rest of the top 5 looks like this. Second is Dale Earnhardt Jr. dating back to 1996, followed by David Starr in 1998, Kurt Busch in 2000, and Matt Crafton in 2000 as well. Number 2. 1996 saw Kevin make his Winston West Series debut as he started 4th and finished 13th in the first race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. There are plenty of names in that field that will date you and make you feel like you took a time machine to the past, but the one that will honestly hurt your brain the most is Herschel McGriff. Herschel, who turns 95 years old in November, will be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in early 2023. He was also one of 75 drivers who started the inaugural Southern 500 at Darlington way back in 1950, 25 years before Kevin was even born. It's kind of crazy to think about, but imagine if Kevin were to stick around and make a Truck Series start against his then 16-year-old son Keelan in 2028. He would have raced against a driver born in 1927 and a driver born in 2012, which is an insane span of 85 years. In 2028, Herschel would be 100 years young. How many active drivers can ever say that they raced against a driver who is now over 100? To me, that would be pretty cool. Number 3. Having such a long and illustrious career, you end up compiling a giant list of drivers that you went to battle with through the years. Kevin has raced against off-road legend Walker Evans, World of Outlaw champion Sammy Swindell, NFL head coach Jerry Glanville, former Winston Cup driver Ken Bouchard, open-wheel driver Jeff Andretti, Northeast Dirt Modified Hall of Famer Billy Pouch, NASCAR Hall of Fame crew chief Kirk Shelmerdine, and even Eric Norris, who is the son of Walker Texas Ranger star Chuck Norris. Heck, in 2000, he raced in the Busch Series against his current Cup Series crew chief, Rodney Childers. Number 4. Kevin has made at least one start against every single Cup champion since 1980, minus Bobby Allison, Alan Kowicki, and Dale Earnhardt, 3 drivers who tragically had their careers end much too early. He's also raced against every Xfinity Series champion since 1990 and every Truck Series champion ever. Number 5. Through the years, Kevin has raced against generations of countless amounts of racing families. Early on in his career, he raced against different members of the Petty, Bodine, Hornaday, Labonte, Skinner, and Jarrett families, just to name a few. Fast forward to 2022, and Kevin has raced against 9 fathers of current full-time Cup Series drivers. That list includes Chase and Bill Elliott, Ryan and Dave Blaney, Austin, Ty, and Mike Dillon, Brad and Bob Keselowski, Harrison and Jeff Burton, Todd and David Gilliland, Corey and Randy LaJoie, and Cody and Rick Ware. If you want your mind blown a little bit, Kevin also drove against the grandfather of one of those drivers too. He drove a handful of races throughout his career against Butch Gilliland, who of course is the father of David and grandfather of Todd. Kevin is also the only current driver to have driven a Truck Series race against Joe, John, and John Hunter Nemechek. All these unique facts aside, we are talking about a driver that is top 10 in almost every single important category in both the Cup and Xfinity Series record books. A driver that has finished top 5 in Cup Series points an incredible 13 times over his 22 seasons. He had a stretch between 2010 and 2019 where he finished in the top 3 8 of the 10 seasons. No matter how many stats or facts I list, I will never feel like Kevin gets enough respect for all that he has accomplished over his career. It's time to start appreciating greatness because honestly, even at 46, he's defied age and is still great and one of the best drivers out there every single week. Happy anniversary, Kevin. Here's to many, many more.